Hello and welcome back to the Clionadh Chronicles series. If you completely forgot what this was, I don't mind it because I think the last one I did probably in October or so. Then all the preparation came for Elllamas, then Elllamas happened, and now we're back here with part 5. If you forgot what the Clionadh Chronicles are, it's basically me incorporating every single Clionadh shingle Clionadh single eyeshadow that I have. I have mine organized. Let me grab one of these in 3 of these clear acrylic palettes. These are from Cryptine Cosmetics. They are actually really good, and I do have mine organized in 3 different ones. In the third one I still have some free space, and here in part 5 you will see 3 more shades. How am I going to do this? I have an app on my phone. It's like a fortune wheel, and I put all the shade names in there, and before each look I spin the wheel with you, then I show you the swatch, describe what the color is, kind of defined by Clionadh itself. I show you some flash videos, and then I just basically spontaneous do a look. This here is look number 1 with the shade Sculpture, and yeah, I think no further rambling is needed here, so let's head into this. Okay, so let's just spin the wheel, and the app got a new update, so it looks a bit different now, but it's the same app with the same, and we have the shade Sculpture. Okay, cool. Sculpture is this shade here in my Clionadh palette 1. Let's swatch it and see what the website says about it. So Sculpture has a warm gray base that shifts pink, pewter, lime and emerald. That's a hell of a description. When I look at my finger, I see that I have a little bit of dust there, and I see the pink, I see the emerald. I do agree on the gray base, but more so that it feels like this is a bit of a desaturated moment here. What else was it said? Lime, pewter. Not so much, but let's see how this swatches here in my hand, where I have some cream left. So let's wipe it off, and here is the shade in the camera. And as always, here you have the video with phone done and with flash, focused and unfocused. And to be honest, in that video, the shift between pink and the emerald vibe is clearly visible. When I saw green and pink shifting, I immediately had to think of Retro Glam, or not Retro Glam, it's Retro Glam. The big Retro Glam palette from the Tasha Denona. Retro was the pink one, or like the purple one, and Retro Glam, oh my god, the green pink one. But I think that's a bit too obvious, and I already did this. So with this very intense shift, for whatever reason, I feel drawn to the Royal Europe. I think I can create a nice look with these 2 mattes here, and then incorporating something over here and maybe some of the neutral to tone it down. So let's just start. This palette extremely lacks in blending shades in my opinion. I'm starting directly here with a darker shade. This is King's Room, and I press this on the outer crease part and also outer lid part, and very gently blend this. I don't want to blend too much because there will be some more blending going on with other shades. Next up, I go into the ballroom, and I do the same thing, but on the inner crease part. I just press it in and then press it towards the center, if that makes any sense. But you see, I'm not really wiping or blending. I'm just pressing it in, and I kind of tap it out. I also tap it a bit here on top of the King's Room shade, like that. I now take a super fluffy brush. This is the Refer 15. It's a very big one. And I go into Neptune's Fountain, but with a super light touch. and I grab the brush by the like last bit of the handle, and now I start to blend this on top of both shades to diffuse their edges. This is really a matter of patience because I just keep on blending on both sides, and it's a long way that has to be walked very slow. The purple here is even a bit patchy, so I'm a bit pissed, honestly. So I applied my glitter glue, and now I go into the Sculpture shade by Clionadh. Clionadh. I always want to say Clionadh because I don't know, the D is there, so I want to take it. That sounded super wrong. The D is there, so I want to say it, but it's Clionadh. I try to learn and get better. But I take Sculpture now, and I apply this all over my lid. I chose quite a big brush here. It can be messy because I will go in with a blending brush in a second and diffuse some shimmers. But to my surprise, the choice of shades here makes completely sense, and it works with this Clionadh shade. Why did I say to my surprise? Because somewhat in the blending process I was questioning my choice shades, because the green and the shifts of the emerald are just so different. But I think it does work. So I take now the brush that I used the ballroom with, and I start to break up that harsh line here on the inner crease part. And then I take the brush with King's Room still on, and I break up the line on the outer crease part. No additional product, no nothing. Just using it for diffusing the lid shade. Not sure if a liner would match this look, so I might add it later. For now, I tap into the shade Great Hall, and I smudge this on my lower lash line. And then I tap into Panna Place, or Pina Place, I don't know. And I use this to diffuse it a bit more downwards. I feel like this look needs a bit of liner, but nothing too intense. So I take the Natasha Denona Macro Tech, and this is the shade Taupe. And I slightly just line here directly on the waterline. It's a very, very subtle difference, but I think it makes a big impact. And here we have the finished look with Clionadh's Sculpture. I actually forgot to film the inner corner highlight and the brow bone highlight, but I went in with the Roman D Better Than Palette Light and Glitter Garden, and I used this shade here. This is called Fairy Glitter, and this is this pink, like cracked glass, a reflective thing. I just want to get back into glitter inner corner, so this plus my Slay Fire and Lemonhead LA will be playing a big role in 2025 again. And as for lips, I actually am skipping lips because see this, but I would wear either something nude or actually something like grayish, you know, something like that, but I go with just lip balm. So here we have Sculpture, and now let's head over to look number 2. Okay, let's now just spin the wheel for the next shade of this video, and it's Ochre. So Ochre is this shade here. Let's give it a swatch. Ochre is one of the two deep iridescent multichromes that I have, and it's described as a light, warm tan base that shifts warm gold, lime, and turquoise. And the longer I do these videos, the more I just realize how similar a lot of these shade descriptions sound. So let's give it a nice swatch here. Okay. I like that. When again, you know the drill. I don't know what you're seeing in the camera. I can describe to you what I see. When I look right up front on it, I see the gold and the yellow. And when I shift it, it's actually getting more green. You know, lime is a type of green, but it's more like neon-y in my imagination, but maybe mixed with the turquoise, I could agree on that. And as always, here the video with phone flash. The mattes I will be for this look pulling out from the Cosmic Brushes Neutrals palette. I think this matches this very, very warm type of shade with this turquoisey and limey shift with these slightly dirty greens. So hopefully we can make a great look with that. But I'm pretty positive. Starting with the shade Touch, and I apply this directly into the crease, and then I wiggle it upwards towards the brow. I then go into the shade Tease. That one I apply directly in the crease and build that up for more depth and for the like greeny hint and hue that it should have. Not that I turned into a swampy green eyeshadow lover this year, but I didn't expect that. But I next go into the shade Gentle, and that one I apply here on the outer third of the lid and tap it into the crease too a bit. Depth level wise, I'm very happy with that. I applied my glitter glue, and now I go into Ochre. And that one I now apply all over the lid. I now take the smaller brush that I used and I go through my crease with that, but with no additional product. Say it with me, I just like to diffuse the shimmers. Especially when a look like this is not very depth heavy. You know, usually I go for a much deeper crease, but today I was feeling not that deep. Liner, I grabbed a warmish brown. This is Urban Decay's 24/7 Glide On in the shade Smog. And I line my waterline with that. I then tap into the shade Classy from Cosmic Brushes. And that one I smear very, very close to the lash line on the lower lashes. And then I take Tease and use this to blend everything further down. For inner corner highlight, I tap into my beloved glitters. This is the Diamond Skin Glitter Palette from Slayfire Cosmetics. And if you're not in the EU and you want to grab this, you can save, I think it's 10% with my code ELLAKINKLEY. Pretty sure it's 10, but it's linked down below. And I do want to take the shade Glunda here. This is a more fine glitter that reflects golden and somewhat greeny limey, so I think this will match it. So I picked up here some of the glitter, and now I just apply this on my inner corner. This glitter looks exactly like Okra from Clionadh, but in a glitter format. Here we have the second finished look. On the lips I'm wearing Lisa Eldridge Sculpt and Shape Pencil in 0N. Then the Hindash, what is it called? The Manifesto lipstick in Call Me Peaches. And I topped it off with my Focus Box lip gloss in a Milky Nude from the Givenchy Rose Perfetto line. And can we talk about the highlighter? I want to mention that too. It's from the latest Girl Code collection from the Meow Witch one. It is this two-toned highlighter, and this just shifts in the most unexpected way. I adore this. The overall look is very much out of my comfort zone because of the shade, but I do like the vibe. I think I should have done a little bit more depth in the crease, but I'm not feeling it today, so I'm fine with that. Let's head over now to look number 3. Okay, so let's spin the wheel again for the last look of the video, and the shade that the wheel will choose is Spire Lite. So Spire Lite is this beautiful purple here, and I'm quite excited. So this is a jeweled light multi-chrome, and it is described as has a gray base that shifts bright blue, purple, and peach. A gray base. Okay, interesting. So here we have the swatch. Once again, I don't know what you see, but when I look at this, I don't know if I really see the gray base. It gives a bit of a desaturated kind of vibe once the light hits different. And when I just look at it here now in the different lightings that I have here, I see the peach, I see the purple, and I actually also see a tad bit of bright blue. So that is a very, very accurate description. And here you have the video with phone and flash on, so you see the sparkles, and I just love these unfocused videos, but I always focus back for you because unfocused is not helpful. They are in texture quite different to the other shades that we had, because since these are jeweled, they do have more glitter in it, and they kind of like they pixel out on the skin without a lot of effort. So I'm quite excited to create a look now that is surrounding this, or I should better say that puts this in focus. I'm in a purple mood today, so I actually will pull in a very bluey purple palette. This is the Beauty Bay Midnight one. And I'm starting over here with the shade Tranquil. And I apply this above the crease, very, very sloppy as my transition color. It is a super duper light violet purple. I then tap into the shade Lollipop next to it. And that one I apply directly in the crease. And I kind of forgot how pigmented they are. If you don't have the Midnight, but you maybe have the Celestial Charms from Beauty Bay, I think you could use that too to incorporate Spire Lite. But Celestial Charms it has a purple tone too, but it's much, much darker. I now go into the shade Voodoo, and that one I use to deepen my outer V and outer crease here. Glitter glue is down, so now I go into Spire Lite, and this is a cat demanding to be in here. And I apply this shade all over my lid. And I diffuse any edges with one of the brushes. Doesn't matter which one it is because we're not adding any more product. I feel like I need a bit of contrast for the look because it's a bit too monochromatic. So I will go in with a black liner. This is just a random one that I grabbed. This is the shade, what's it called? Swerve from ColourPop from the cream gel liners. And I line my waterline with that. And then I go into Voodoo here up again and smudge this very, very close on the lower lash line. I then tap into Velvet. And I use this to smudge and blend that out further down. For the inner corner highlight, I go back into the Roman D Glitter Garden palette, and I will be using this here. This is Purple Fantasy. And I just tap this here on the most inner part. And here we have the last finished look for this video. On the lips, I'm wearing a new lip pencil. This is the Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil in Anywhere Caffeine. I've been waiting for this to come back in stock on the German Sephora site forever. And then I checked before Christmas and it came now, and oh boy, I love it. I'm basically just wearing the lip pencil and topped it off again with the Givenchy Milky Nude Rose Perfetto Balm. I just love these videos. I love to do these, and every time I do these, I'm just reminded of how awesome Clionadh shades are and how much I want to fill in the remaining space in the third palette, because I still have, I think, 18 empty spots. I think it's 18. But the right shades weren't there, and I don't want to force myself to fill them up. So once they come and I feel good with them, I will order more. But for now, we keep it as it is, and in my timeline, I'm already prepping to film the next part of the Clionadh series, so I try to do this now in a monthly turn. So I hope you like that. Let me know down below which one was your favorite. How are you going to recreate it? If you recreate any of the looks and you upload them on Instagram, please tag me so that I can appreciate the art that you do. Thank you so much. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out any of the other videos, and I'll see you in the next one.